organic, unpredictable, unknown, lovely, beautiful, a sense of fulfillment. This is part of the pleasures of life and not the chores of life.
Coming up on Daily Iowan TV, dancing, live music, and free food. A college student's dream. Find out which student org threw its biggest event this weekend.
And a new cultural institute opens its doors in Iowa City.
And in sports, the Hawkeyes are now 2-0 in the Big Ten, and we'll take a look at Saturday's big victory.
All this and more next.
Daily Iowan TV starts now.
Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Austin Love.
And I'm Selena Carr.
Homecoming was this weekend here on campus, and there were events all week for current and past students to enjoy.
Yeah, homecoming was so much fun.
Yeah, always a good time. The fun of homecoming students showed their spirit on the Pentacrest during Thursday night during Iowa Shout. And Friday, the festivities began with a parade downtown, which is grand marshaled by Indy race car driver Buddy Lazaire. A concert was given by the Wallflowers afterwards on the Pentacrest, and to top it off, the Hawkeye football team pulled out a big win against Indiana.
A second case of Ebola has been confirmed in the United States. A healthcare worker in Texas in a Texas hospital tested positive for the virus in a preliminary test. If the next test the patient undergoes comes back positive, they would become the first person to have contracted Ebola on U.S. soil. The healthcare worker provided care to Thomas Duncan, who was the first Ebola victim in the U.S.
The Association of Latinos Moving Ahead hosted its largest event of the year this weekend to give students a taste of Latino culture. Daily Iowan TV's Suen Wang went to check it out.
Our Ritmo de la Luna, a masquerade-themed Latin dance event, took place on Saturday. The Association of Latinos Moving Ahead proudly presents their biggest Latin dance event of the year.
A big event where we expect close to 200 people. Food is provided, bands come in, DJs play, instructors come in. There's been a lot of things that have been done over the years. We create events for people to have come fun, but we also represent something here in school. We represent the minority of Latino, Hispanic students.
The event started to plan during the summer, weeks before school began. It's a big welcome for students to have a good time at school.
The main reason behind all of this is to not only recognize that we're different, but to put yourself out of your comfort zone.
During the event, the dance will be masquerade themed, and the suggested dress code is black, red, and white.
We just encourage people to get out there and meet people, really. Talk to them about their culture, talk to them about how they grew up, and listen to their music.
Ritmo de la Luna has marked the 10th cultural celebration of the Association of Latinos Moving Ahead. Be sure to check more information about this organization on their Facebook page. Suen Wang, Daily Iowan TV.
Malala Yousafzai, a children's rights activist, is now the youngest recipient of the Nobel Peace Prize at age 17. The 2014 Nobel Peace Prize was announced Friday, awarded to both Malala and Kailash Satyarthi of India. The two won the award for their struggle against suppression of children and young people, especially in the area of education.
Thousands of protesters flooded the streets of St. Louis peacefully Saturday during the second day of marches and rallies. This marks 2 months since the fatal shooting of Michael Brown. The Justice for All march in the city's downtown aimed at protesting Brown's death by an officer and police brutality in St. Louis and across the country. Observers and organizers believe nearly 3,000 people attended. The rallies are planned to last through Monday.
6 teens were arrested Friday for allegedly participating in a series of disturbing sexual hazing rituals at a New Jersey high school. The suspects range from 15 to 17 years old. They were charged with aggravated sexual assault, among other charges. Police said 4 of the incidents took place on school grounds. One of the victims, a freshman on the football team, was sexually assaulted in the locker room. School administrators have canceled the rest of the football season in response to the allegations. And still to come on Daily Iowan TV, we'll catch you up on the senatorial debate between Joni Ernst and Bruce Braley.
And in sports, the 2012 Iowa football team could have used the depth in running backs the 2014 team carries. See what freshman has weaved his way to becoming a potential big play threat for the Hawkeyes offense. And I'll tell you, you could not have asked for better game day weather this Saturday, Selena.
It was great, not like the rain we're having today.
Absolutely not. And let's take it over to Cole Johnson, the weather studio, to give us a look at our forecast for the week. Cole?
Get your umbrellas ready, guys, because we're going to see a very rainy week. Don't leave your class without your rain gear. Tomorrow morning, as you're walking to class, it'll be about 53 degrees and there's a small chance of rain. As the day goes on, it'll warm up to about 60 degrees and we'll start seeing showers throughout the afternoon. As evening approaches, it'll stay in the upper 50s and continue to rain. Tuesday looks similar to Monday with temperatures in the mid to upper 50s and a good chance of rain lasting all day. Wednesday and Thursday will be a bit warmer in the mid 60s with that last chance of rain lasting through both days. Luckily, Friday looks like it'll be a lot better with temps around the mid 60s, clear skies, and no chance of rain. To start off the weekend, Saturday will be about the same as Friday with sunny skies and slightly cooler temps. That's all I've got in the weather studio today, guys. Back to you at the desk.
The UI will be in first place in the Midwest to house the King Sang-jung Institute. The Institute will provide non-credit Korean language classes to the Iowa City community and facilitate Korean cultural activities. The Institute held an opening ceremony Thursday on Korean Alphabet Day, a day established by the organization's namesake, Sejong the Great. The Korean American Student Association and the Korean Undergraduate Student Association put on the event with the help of the Institute. Students in attendance were given Korean food, taught calligraphy, and more.
We had some Korean language awareness activities, like you can learn Korean language, or you can also have like tattoos like this to remember what you had here.
126 students are currently enrolled in Korean language classes at the UI, and the Institute will increase the opportunities for students in the future.
A UI professor will travel to Prague this week to attend the North Atlantic Treaty Organization, or NATO, meeting. Kareem Abdel Malik, a professor in biomedical engineering, has been invited as a U.S. delegate to present his creation of Virtual Soldier. It's a program that uses motion capture cameras to extensively catalog physical features and movements of real soldiers. From their vision to their muscles, the program hopes to portray soldiers' needs from the gear they carry and the vehicles they drive to the likelihood of injury. NATO meets October 15th through the 17th.
Representative Bruce Braley and Republican Joni Ernst met at St. Ambrose University in Davenport Saturday to square off in their second debate. The Des Moines Register showed Ernst up by only 1 point, making it a much closer race than polls has shown before. Iowa's senatorial race is one of the most closely watched and top targeted Senate races in the nation, as Republicans seek the 6 seats they need to make back the majority this fall.
And speaking of the Senate race, is it Bruce Braley or Bruce Bailey? First Lady Michelle Obama seemed a little confused during her speech before the debate. Check this out.
I am beyond thrilled to be here today to support your next senator from Iowa, our friend Bruce Bailey. You need to elect Bruce Bailey to the U.S. Senate. You got to do it. Leaders like Bruce Bailey. So we need to elect leaders like Bruce Bailey who will do the same.
The First Lady said Braley's name wrong 7 times during her speech before being corrected by audience members. She was visiting Iowa to show support for Braley's senatorial campaign.
The Hawkeye victory this Saturday wrapped up homecoming week for the University of Iowa, where the Hawks took down Indiana.
Definitely an enjoyable game and a great win for the Hawks, Selena. With that, we'll toss it over to Cody Goodwin in the Daily Iowan TV sports studio for more on Saturday's matchup right after this.
Iowa SJMC.
Want a major that'll take you somewhere?
I joined and now I make videos for the university. I joined and now I work for the most trusted news source in America. SJMC.
Thanks, Austin. Hello and welcome from the Daily Iowan TV Sports Studio. Cody Goodwin here, and tonight we recap the dominating homecoming win over the Indiana Hoosiers. With no time to waste, I'll toss it over to football reporter Whitney Blakemore for a look at Saturday's highlights. Whitney?
The Hawkeyes were back in Kinnick on Saturday to take on the Indiana Hoosiers in their second Big Ten game of the season.
We start things off on Iowa's second drive as quarterback Jake Rudock finds Jake Doozy in the end zone. The touchdown is the start of an explosive first quarter, to say the least. Just 2 plays later, D-back Desmond King comes up with a huge pick six for the Hawkeyes, putting them up 14-0. Indiana's offense given another chance but forced to punt it away. First play of Iowa's drive, Rudock finds Damon Powell 72 yards down the field for the longest play of the game, leaving Indiana still scoreless. Hoosiers finally get the chance as running back Tevin Coleman finds a gap and runs it all the way down for a touchdown. But don't worry, Hawkeyes, Iowa's Jonathan Parker responds with a 60-yard run, earning his first touchdown of his collegiate career. 28-7 to start the second when Hoosiers' Nick Stoner finds Nate Sudfeld for a touchdown. They go on to get another touchdown by Coleman after recovering an onside kick, putting Indiana just 1 possession behind the Hawks. But Iowa answers with a 22-yard field goal and then this play by Wiseman with just 3 seconds left in the half. Still 38-21 at the start of the fourth quarter when Wiseman does it again with another 1-yard touchdown. Coleman tries to close the gap with a 69-yard run to the house. He went on to rush 219 yards total. But defensive back Jordan Lomax seals the deal for the Hawks with an interception to finish the game. Final score on this one, Iowa 45, Indiana 29. Coming into this game, Iowa knew they had to compete against an up-tempo Hoosiers offense, but they were able to match it, coming out strong for the first half for the first time this season. The Hawkeyes now move to 5-1 overall and 2-0 in the Big Ten. Just 1 game away from being bowl eligible, Iowa now prepares to take on the 4-2 Maryland. Reporting in Kinnick Stadium, I'm Whitney Blakemore for Daily Iowan TV Sports, and for a more in-depth look at the game, I'm now going to toss it over to Jalen Socek. Jalen?
Thanks, Whitney. At the beginning of the season, there was a lot of talk about the depth of the running back position between the likes of Mark Wiseman, Damon Bullock, Jordan Kanzeri, and LaShawn Daniels. But now, after an impressive performance against Indiana on Saturday, a 5th man is making a name for himself. It was on a 60-yard rushing touchdown that freshman Jonathan Parker grabbed the attention of the 68,000+ fans crowded in Kinnick Stadium Saturday.
Well, yeah, it just was a great feeling. Like, I'm here, I made it, I'm almost there. And once I'm in, I'm in. And once I finally got in, I'm like, yes, first touchdown, many more to come.
Being left out of the running back depth discussion was never something Parker paid much attention to.
I saw it, it is what it is. I really didn't make nothing. I just did what I had to do during camp and just continue to work every day. And now I'm here playing, and I just thank God.
Going into Saturday's matchup, Parker only accounted for 28 rushing yards. But head coach Kirk Ferentz never losing faith in his young running back, even after fumbling twice against Ball State back on September 6th.
For the record, he had two tough plays in that Ball State game. But I don't think anybody was ever down on Jonathan, only because, and I really want to make sure I clarify this, he really practiced well last December when we were getting ready for the bowl. That's when we really saw him start to come. And I thought he really had a good spring, good camp, So, when you got a young guy out there, a guy who hasn't played, he's going to go through some tough times.
It was back in practice that Parker was able to distinguish himself from the 4 men ahead of him.
From my standpoint, I just feel like I made myself different than everyone else. Kind of just went hard every single day, and the coach just decided to throw me in there, and I did what I had to do.
With just 8 rushing attempts, Parker is averaging nearly 100 yards a run. Jalen Socek, Daily Iowan TV Sports.
Thanks, ladies. And as mentioned earlier, Iowa's on the road this weekend, headed over 900 miles east to College Park, Maryland to face the Terps. This will be the first time ever the Hawkeyes have played Maryland in football. And that'll do it for me here in the sports studio. Tune into tomorrow's program for more football coverage as we take a look into the Iowa offense's coming out party on our Monday Whip Around crew. We'll catch you up on more sports action that you missed this weekend. Celine and Austin, back to you guys at the desk.
Before we leave you tonight, check out this funny video. Now that it's hockey season again, games are being played here in the U.S. and Canada. Before this game, the singer was skating and singing the national anthem when he had a little spill.
He tried to save it, but just ended up tripping again over the red carpet. He finally makes it up and continues skating like nothing happened.
I feel so bad for him. That's horrible.
It's pretty hard to recover after that.
Yeah. Well, that's all we have tonight on Daily Iowan TV. Watch us again tomorrow night and stay connected with us anytime online at dailyiowan.com. I'm Selena Carr.
And I'm Austin Love. Thanks for watching. Have a great night.